live. The news on NBC 6 starts now.
New tonight, a mother on a mission to protect children from the pain her son endured at the hands of a man thought to be a friend. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Adam Cooperstein.
And I'm Trina Robinson. A local woman says her son was sexually abused by the property manager of her rented home. NBC 6 anchor Keith Jones joined us live from Weston to explain why this mother thinks it could have been prevented. Keith.
Yeah, it really could have, and they chose a park, a random park here in South Florida to announce this legislation, and it's symbolic because sex offenders cannot live within 1,000 feet of a park, a school, anywhere where where kids congregate, I should say. It would be a house right here on the other side of this tree line. However, there's nothing in the law that says they can't work in a house on the other side of that tree line as a property keeper, as a property manager, that type of thing. But this legislation is a step in that direction to change all that.
It hurts because I wasn't able to protect him.
Her son was just 12 years old when this man, Adam Goldberg, sexually abused him. He's now serving 20 years and is suspected in a number of cases. Monica's son endured the abuse for over a year.
He finally opened up to me and told me.
Goldberg is accused of raping at least 3 boys, ages 6, 12, and 14. It was easy pickings. He is hired as a property manager by Gerald Stern, who, according to this deposition, knew Goldberg was a sex offender.
He started to develop relationships, cultivate trust with these kids, and before long he was drugging them and he was raping them.
Monica's attorney, Christopher Marlowe, filed lawsuits against Stern, which was dismissed in appeals court under the guise there's no law requiring a property owner to notify tenants a sex offender manages or performs maintenance on that property. Marlowe is now proposing legislation, the Florida Sex Offender Rental Notification Act, which requires landlords to notify the renter similar to an asbestos or lead disclosure, whether they do or do not screen for sex offenses.
Require that the tenant sign that disclosure, and then at minimum, the tenant is knowingly moving into a place that either they don't screen for these offenses at all, or that they are choosing knowingly to rent and put their family in a place where a sex offender has authority, power, and keys.
If Monica knew this information before renting a property managed by Goldberg, she says she would have found other living arrangements. Her purpose for dredging up the past, as painful as it is pretty simple.
I feel like I can help other parents and other families that's out here that's going through the same thing that might not have knew.
So I asked the attorney here, Christopher Marlowe, why not make this a little stricter in legislation and say any property owner has to disclose that the property manager or maintenance worker, whoever's working there, is a sex offender if that is the case. He says it's really kind of baby steps. They'll get to that point. The sex offender law has to be overhauled altogether. A side note to this, they would really like you to go to saferenting.org. There's a petition there to help push this legislation through. The more signatures, the better. They'll present that petition as well as the legislation at some point to the legislature, hopefully change some laws here. That is the latest. Reporting live tonight, Keith Jones, NBC 6 News.